Okay.
Makapagbakasyon tayo mga gagawin. Kasi next week is Christmas na eh. Okay natin. Christmas party natin to pare. Diba? Yan. Okay. So, narinig nyo, nagkukulitan na kami ngayon. Ano? So, yeah, welcome to our year ender episode. Lahat naman, syempre, kaya ganito. So, yan. Welcome to Puro Laro. Yan. Dalawa lang kami ni Jan ngayon. Na nagchichikahan. Nanood ka ba ng ano?
No.
Congratulations nga pala kay Pia Wurzbach ng 2015. Congratulations kay Catriona Gray. So, yun. Recording date na ito on the same day na nanalo siya.
Sabi nga ng isang friend ko, maraming taong magpapangalan sa kanyang pusa na Catriona.
Oo nga eh. May tao nga.
Lalo na kung Gray yun.
Oo nga, lalo na kung Gray, no? I want cheeseburger. Can I have cheeseburger? Yeah. Gray ang kulay nun eh. Meme na yan. Yun. So nga, congratulations. Napakaganda nga naman talaga nila lang. Talagang parang model na si ate. Diba? Hindi ko lang alam kung marunong siyang wala siyang video game na reference eh. May refer natin siya dito sa puro ka lang. Ma-interview natin mga. Diba?
Wala akong makomment dyan.
Bakit? Ayaw mo?
Hindi, parang.
Ba't mautal ka? Ano ka? Yari ka kay Mrs. Pag mong kausapin yan. Pwede naman mag-Tagalog. Marunong makaintindi ng Tagalog yun. Yun. So, yun. Tsaka congrats din sa mga sumali sa WSEG World, ano ba yun? WESG board. Oh, yun. So, yun eh. Actually, ang tagal na nung tournament na yun. Ang buhay pa pala yun. Sobrang tagal na nung tournament yun. Sa Southeast Asia, so yun. Nag-first sa CSGO ang ating women's team. First runner-up naman ang men's team sa CSGO. So, yun. Congrats. Very good, very good. Ayos yan. I-set up natin yan sa 2019. Mag-celebrate muna kayo. Kung pwede namin kayo interviewin sa esports na yan. Okay yan. Alright. So, for those listening, ngayon we're gonna talk about the entire 2018. So, 2018 in review to. Kung anong nangyari, sino ba yung mga nanalo, sino ba yung mga So, in no specific order, we're gonna talk about them as we go along. Yun. Wala kami magawa na dyan so magchichikahan na lang kami. Di ba? Ayun. So, ayun. Pag-usapan muna natin yung medyo mga kontrobersiya ngayong taon eh. Ang daming kalokohan nangyari ngayon eh. Sobrang daming kalokohan na nangyari ngayon. If you guys are listening, alam ko naman marami sa mga ating mga listeners is medyo esports centric. They got into watching or following gaming through sa paglalaro nilang Dota. Sino magaling sa Dota, syempre mapunta ka sa esports and everything. Pero for those of you listeners out there that actually follow how our show is, we don't just interview kung sino yung popular and everything. Number one, kasi ang hirap nila kagilapin. Sikat sila. Yung schedule nila hindi kasama. Pero ang amin is yung the guys behind the scenes. So nakita nyo naman dami namin episodes about developers and the games that they do locally. So even si Chris Masamuna is considered as a local developer kasi even though international yung company niya and he built this on his own, it's basically Southeast Asia yung focus niya and most of his developers or some of his developers are Filipino. So yun. Kaya considered siya, nag-present siya sa ESGS eh. So, di ba? Stig yun eh. So, yun. Diablo Immortal muna tayo kasi medyo madali ito pag So, di ba dyan?
Yep.
Medyo fiasco tong Diablo Immortal na to eh. I've been listening to kasi I've been watching several commentaries pagdating doon sa Diablo Immortal. And the time that lumabas siya ng November sa BlizzCon, is not only controversial, it's beyond controversial kasi nga it's not as mas mababaw as saying na kasi ayaw lang nila ng mobile or ayaw lang nila. No, it's because the entire fiasco is the stories leading to event, the announcements leading to the event of Diablo Immortal is teasing that they might show Diablo 4 or some semblance of it. Katulad ng ginawa ng Bethesda, which Bethesda, meron din tayong pag-uusapan dyan. Which what Bethesda did, kahit alam nila, kasi for how many years people have been asking for Bethesda na kumusta na, kailan kayo gagawa ng Elder Scrolls 6 after the very much success ng Skyrim. Alam naman natin yung Skyrim isa sa mga pinaka crown jewels ng Bethesda kasi they made a game na maganda yung series and all that, pero very few knew about Elder Scrolls. Very few actually played Morrowind, and to continue but a lot of people played Oblivion. Pero hindi pa rin yung kasing sikat and all that kumpara ng mga games today na halos lahat naglalaro na. Then Skyrim came, and all of the marketing leading to that, talagang maganda yung game. I think nauso pa yung mga Viking culture na nauuso yung Viking yung Viking culture and all that. Tapos biglang lumabas yung Skyrim. So yun, isa sa magandang nangyari na Skyrim. Pero yun nga, since the date of Skyrim, siguro mga 2 years after, people have already expected kailan nalalabas yung Elder Scrolls 6. Every kasi 2011 to lumabas. So starting siguro mga 2013, nag-aabang na kailan lalabas yung Elder Scrolls 6. Yun ang palaging tanong every E3 up to 2018, which on 2018 nag-release na sila ng at least teaser kung na may Elder Scrolls 6. And even ilang seconds lang yon, yung mga fans of the series, lalo na sa YouTube and everything, started analyzing kung saan siya. So it's already looking na sa land of ng Red Guard. I forgot the name of yung land ng Red Guards and all that. Ito yung mga darkened skin or at the same time Middle East part ng Elder Scrolls continent. So yun nga. Pero this is what the people thought. Kasi nga syempre masasanay ka na, ginawa na ng ibang company. So parang in-expect na ng mga fans sa Blizzard na ang ilalabas nila is Diablo 4. At least a teaser. At least to know that you guys are working on it and you have something to show us. Kahit title lang, kahit ano lang, we don't need a trailer. Mas maganda syempre kung may trailer, di ba? At mapag-uusapan yung game. Pero
kahit bagong logo lang di ba?
Yun nga, di ba? Yun nga, kahit bagong logo lang, wala. Pero tapos ang masakit pa kasi the people went to Blizzard, syempre, to BlizzCon, syempre may bayad. Yung iba may bayad, yung iba na invite, ganyan. I don't think they had like a program card to show which one is what are they gonna show kung ano yung lineup and everything. Pero from the start, syempre lumabas na dyan yung Overwatch, lumabas na dyan yung StarCraft 2, lumabas na yung ganyan. Talagang huli nila yung Diablo. Which is, syempre yung mga tao parang, eto na. Kasi when Diablo 3 was released, I don't know, napad mo yun, di ba? Diablo 3? When it was released. It was released, when Diablo 3 was announced, it was the last part. It was the last announcement. Meaning, before we go, we're gonna show you another ganyan.
Wait, there's more. Parang ganon.
Oo, diba? Kasi yung parang, okay na, salamat, ganyan, StarCraft 2, blah, blah, blah. Okay, before we go, ginagawa namin bagong game. Yun, tapos biglang pasok yung parang gitarista ng Diablo 3 and all that, tapos playing yung Tristram theme, di ba? So parang, wow, eto na. Tapos lumabas, tapos pinakita nila yung teaser trailer lang yun. Teaser trailer. Di ba? Tapos pinakita nila yung gameplay and everything. So yun nga. Yun yung they set it up that way. And they thought they're gonna get a great reception. All the while, they announced it as a new mobile game. Di ba? So parang, okay. So ang unang question on the panel kagad is parang, ano to? April Fools ba to? Kasi if they followed it up with a teaser for Diablo 4, it wouldn't be that bad, di ba? Na parang, sige, laruin ko muna yung mobile nyo. Hatay ko yung Diablo. Kaso wala eh. Di ba?
Oo, wala nga. Pero may rumor daw na parang last minute they pulled out yung announcement or tease ng 4.
Ayun, yun yung medyo rumor. Yun yung rumor. I think Kotaku did a piece and all that. Immediately after the conference, they got hold of someone saying that Diablo 4 teaser was pulled out last minute. So parang, and Blizzard denied it too, and I think other sources also denied it. Pero parang naging technicality yan ang labas. So ganito yung storya. Ang storya is parang, before BlizzCon, I think they're called Team 3. The developers in Diablo. For Diablo is like Team 3. Itong Team 3, alam mo nila, they're working on a Diablo. They're working on a Diablo. You can't say anything about it. They're working on a Diablo game and several Diablo projects. Pero in Team 3, core to. Ito talaga yung Diablo team. Hindi sila gagawa ng mobile. Hindi sila gagawa ng kano. Ito talaga Diablo talagang ginagawa nila. They're working on, again, parang iba yung code name lang ngayon. Pero they're working on it. They still don't know if this is going to be Diablo 4. So, they already confirmed na, yes, we're working on it. And I think we're working on what do you call this? Kasi sa mga video games is, you create a version for promotion. You create a version parang beta or alpha or whatever you want to call it. Pero, for demo to. For demo tong, itong game na gagawin natin. Para lang makita na kung nasan tayo. It may change, of course. Alam naman lahat ng gamers din yun. Lalo na mga fans ng isa particular games. Na, whatever you saw when it was demoed to you could be different pagdating dun sa pinaka-outcome na. So, yun ang, alam na nila meron. It's leading up to BlizzCon na okay, they were convinced that they were gonna show Diablo or whatever they were working on the Diablo product they were working on, to BlizzCon. And at parang nagkaroon pa nga sila ganyan, Diablo 4 na nga itong ginagawa natin. So, yun na yun. And what all yung mga devs nung Team 3 na yun already knew that mayroon silang papakita about this new project that they had. And they were convinced it was going to be shown, and they were convinced there was going to be a demo. Pero when yung lineup for the show, for the BlizzCon show was going to be shown, it wasn't there. So tama yung nagsabi before na source nila na pinroll out at the last minute. Pero yung last minute is not really last minute before the show. So parang last minute as yung parang phrase lang na parang last minute tinanggal nila.
Alam mo, feeling ko, when they reviewed it, kasi imagine mo lang, not to take sides kung okay yung mobile. But sabihin natin nag-announce sila ng mobile kasi they want to go into that space. Lahat ng company naman gusto pumasok ng mobile, di ba? So yun ang bagong platform talaga. Especially pag pumasok na yung 5G. So I'm thinking, kaya hindi nila sinabi yung Diablo 4 at the same time with that mobile kasi baka ma-overshadow at wala nang pumansin.
Sa Diablo. Pero yun nga,
Immortal.
Yung Diablo Immortal could be overshadowed, could be not. Pero all else fails, they're now in a worse position that they are, regardless of whatever they thought, di ba? People will still play that game. I mean, I bet my whiskers on it, di ba? Parang, people are still gonna play Diablo Immortal regardless. Yun yung walang announcement. But because the people, Blizzard, or rather, in this case, Activision Blizzard, wants people to get excited about it. So they look forward to it. It's probably going to be somewhere, probably first quarter ng 2019 yet. Due to another source saying, another Kotaku, or I think I watched it somewhere on YouTube, that it's a reskin of a current NetEase game. Kasi for those listeners who don't know, yung game is not developed exclusively by Blizzard itself. It was developed by a Taiwanese game company, which is mobile company, called NetEase. You played their games before. I think they are responsible for ROS. I forgot something of survival. Pero it's the before PUBG came out on mobile. They were the ones who were being played by everyone. Yun. So yung
rules of survival.
Rules of survival. All right. Sorry, mga fans ng rules of survival. Nababalangko ako today. So yung rules of survival, yun yung nilalaro lahat ngayon. I mean, I've experienced people playing it sa office and everything. And yeah, that's before PUBG went out. PUBG, and then slowly yung mga rules of survival players slowly transitioned to PUBG. So yun. Pero everyone was like a rules of survival fan and player. So yun yung sila yung NetEase yung gumawa. If you look at it on a Southeast Asian market, or a China market, or basta Asian market, this game is good. This game is gonna be good. This game is gonna be picked up by almost everyone who is playing on mobile right now. Why? It's probably gonna be free. It's it's a Diablo game, and they don't have the PC to play. Siguro wala naman silang PS4 ang ganyan. They could afford a very nice phone that could play games. And Diablo Immortal is gonna be available. It's gonna be a hit pagdating sa Southeast Asian market, sa Asian market. Plus, meron pang isang news that in the first place, Diablo Immortal was created for the Chinese market. It was never created for the Western market. Kasi they want some semblance of a Diablo or a Blizzard game to come out to, parang ginawa nila for the Chinese market. Taiwan is gumawa. So, di ba? So why not our own market is gonna play it? Di ba? They designed it. Microtransaction is specifically designed for mobile gaming, specifically designed for Chinese market. So it just so happens that they have to announce it because it's part of Blizzard's portfolio. Di ba? Pero miscommunication happened. The answers to the questions of the Q&A was like, di ba, was bad enough.
Ang pangit ng I heard that.
Oo nga, naging parang elites. Wala ba kayong mga telepono? Yung sinabi nila don't you guys have phones? Yung parang, are you kidding me? Di ba? Of course we have phones, di ba?
Not the hindi PR person yung taong
I mean, in my opinion, wait, what's the name of that developer? Wyatt Cheng. So Wyatt Cheng is the scapegoat ngayon at siya yung magiging target practice ngayon. Pero I think Wyatt, as I've heard from other like YouTubers and other journalists that knows Wyatt, I mean, he's a good guy. He's just spearheading this because he's the Blizzard arm for NetEase. Hindi siya NetEase, pero Blizzard siya. Pero ibig sabihin, he's trying
parang liaisons.
Siya yung liaison, siya yung nagbibigay ng tools, ano ba yung kailangan ng NetEase. Because siya yung magiging parang, siya yung mag-head neto na parang, okay, ayusin yung trabaho nyo kasi syempre Blizzard kami, we're known for our quality. So you guys, as hired developers, you guys do good. You guys do good by Blizzard. So siya yung neto. And of course, he's the one who's gonna announce it because he's senior technical director for Diablo 3. And ito yung baby niya. Di ba? Pero
na-hurt ang pride niya nung
and this is not, and there's also news that's coming out when this was full blown that NetEase just started developing it a few months before they're just like 9 months in. No, according to Blizzard themselves and other sources inside Blizzard, they've been working for this for 5 years. They've been teaming up for years with NetEase for this kind of game. They just don't know what it is yet. So ngayon, kita nila na, Diablo Immortal na lang siya. Diablo Immortal na siya. Diba? Ang akin lang kasi, if Hearthstone can come out on mobile, why not? Diba? Diablo can come out. And this is the version that they came up with. It doesn't need to be Diablo 3. Diba? Diba? Buti nga, pa sila ng story eh. Gumawa pa sila ng story na parang, this is between Diablo 2 and Diablo 3. Which is good. At least may content.
Yeah.
Diba? At least may content. I'm not against the fans that hate it because both parties are at fault here. Diba? Tinis yun ng tinis na ganyan, pinalabas nyo na parang may announce kayo ng kunyaring Diablo ganyan. And all the while, it's, diba, parang supot yung kwitis mo eh. Nag-launch ka parang malakas togs. Diba? Wala! Ano nangyari? So, diba, wag masyadong maka-hype, hindi lahat naka-hype. Diba? You should get your media team, lalo na yung mga marketing team nyo, to listen to other companies' failures and not do it again.
So, this is more of a mali yung message that they're
yes
projecting.
They could have. I mean, if I was like the BlizzCon, opinion ko lang to hindi ako nagmamarunong and everything, pero knowing how Diablo fans are, knowing kasi these are the fans that waited for like 10 years for Diablo 3 to come out. And I mean, hindi na nga maganda masyado ang Diablo 2. Not graphically speaking, syempre was updated yun. Gaano katagal ba ginawa yung Diablo 2? Pero I mean, yung gameplay itself, how people play Diablo 3, they stuck on battle.net for so long. They didn't care. They didn't even expect na Diablo 3 was ever gonna come out. Why? Kasi syempre naging ArenaNet, di ba? Naging Guild Wars team yun eh. Yung umalis sila sa lahat sa Blizzard. So they were the developers for Battle.net. They were the developers for Diablo. They were head developers for ganyan. Umalis sila lahat ng Blizzard. They created their own company. And then the project was scrapped, or it was left on that stage. Wala nang StarCraft Ghost, which was like supposed to be like a first-person shooter, I think. Spin-off of StarCraft. Diba? You play as a ghost. So, nawala yun. Nawala na yung project.
Yung Ghost na project.
That was an old game back in 2000s. Scrap na nila yun because yun nga, nawala yung mga main developers. Maraming nangyayari sa Blizzard that people were still there for Diablo team, for StarCraft and everything, diba? Nauna lang yung StarCraft and then Diablo 3 was announced. Which was, people were very happy about it na, okay, finally, Diablo 3. These are the fans that they are announcing it too. So, tapos ganyan. So, if I was like the creator of the BlizzCon, I would have set it up before Overwatch. Para you would end with the note na, may bago kaming, which is the origin of diba? Which is the origin of McCree. And we're announcing a new character.
Because they put it at the end, parang they're saying na ito yung big ticket item natin.
Exactly, di ba? Di ba? So parang, ano mo yun?
Playing the devil's advocate naman ako. Kaya I'm thinking, hirap silang mag-announce ng 4 kasi kung isipin mo, how can you innovate yung Diablo gameplay? Kasi, I mean, technically, wala nang masyadong difference from 2 and 3, di ba?
That's
graphically
true.
lang.
True.
Pero yung 4, what can you add doon na magiging, wow, 4? Unless, aside from yung continuing the story, kasi okay naman din the story.
Ayun. Magandang question yan, kapatid. Kasi ito yan. The ARPG genre is a huge genre that does not revolve how good the story is, how good the the setting of the story is, how good it just revolves around the continuous gameplay of getting loot. Kasi loot-based action RPG to. So you're just playing a character. You can't even create a character eh. Diba? You're creating from their base of and you just arm this person, this avatar or diba? Kung warrior yan, kung ano, isa lang itsura niyan when you strip it down. Isa itsura nila. You can't create the face. It's not, diba? It's not the same as like MMORPG that you're playing you, diba? You're playing who you want to be. Pero this one is like, ito yung kayang gawin ng character na yan, bahala ka. Ito yung kayang gawin ngayon. Pero it's based on the addictive gameplay of how ARPGs are played right now. Case in point, Path of Exile. Path of Exile is a free-to-play game ngayon that anyone can pick up. If you guys wanna, kasi yun ang lalaro ko ngayon, bias eh. Pero yung Path of Exile is one addicting game. Pero it doesn't even compare. Kasi I even gave up on it on the first act. Na parang first act, first town, first few waypoints. So parang pangit ng laro na to. Pero that does hindi, if I'm playing as a casual and I wanted the story, this is not a game for me. Pero Diablo kasi is both, di ba? It's both. You want to play Diablo casually, you want to play as a hardcore player. Pero what reels you in is yung addiction mo sa loot. Di ba? Number 1, I have to be stronger. Number 2, I have to look good. Yun yung addiction mo eh. Di ba? Tapos tatambay ka sa town, tapos papakita mo yung gear mo and everything, di ba? Di ba? So, kung gaano kabilis patayin yung mga creatures, gaano karaming mobs yan. It revolves around that. And it will hook you in. It take you hours to get out of that kind of loop na parang addict talaga siya. Yun yung hinahanap ng tao. That's the reason why they love Diablo 2 first. And baka manalo pa yung Diablo 1 eh. Tapos Diablo 3. Kasi nga, Diablo 3 involves cutscenes and ganyan. Pero the grind is not there. Tapos meron pa sila mga mechanics na sira, meron mga ganyan. People want to do this. They took him months to actually fix it. Ganyan, balancing issues and all that. So it wasn't really a good game at launch. Tapos yung as in, first few weeks, I think it's connection error nila. Hindi nila expect ganun karami maglalaro ng Diablo 3. Nagbagsakan yung server ng Blizzard yata. So parang, ay serious, di ba? Excited na kami launch date, sabay hindi kami makalaro. So yun, maraming turn off na nangyari sa Diablo 3. They eventually get over it. Pero yun nga. Pero yun. Kasi there's another game that came out other than Path of Exile, which is, what is that game again? Blanco na naman ako mga kapatid. Ayun. So there's this game. It's being touted as a parang ARPG or ARPG MMO. It's made by a Korean developer and it's called Lost Ark. So it's both an MMO, meaning you can see other players in your instance. Hindi mo sila kailangan i-invite sa instance mo. Hindi mo kailangan, usually sa Diablo and everything, the town is yung main. Even though sa Path of Exile, ganun din. The town is, dun kayo pwede makita. Once you get out of the doors of the town, which is, it's an instant, ibig sabihin, sa'yo lang yun, kinreate ng game yan, randomly generated map, ikaw lang nandun, unless may isama kang papasok, or palabas, or whatever. So, yung mapa na yun, sa'yo lang yun. Siya magge-generate para sa'yo, yung mga kalaban dun, ikaw lang makita. Wala yung biglang may dadaan na player. Uy, isang nga galing. Walang ganon, hindi siya MMO. Pero ito, Diablo style, pero at the same time, you can see other players on the field. And it's sobrang ganda ng graphics. Ginamit niya siguro yung mga perks ng ganitong klaseng isometric gameplay. And nilagay niya pa niya mga story, tapos yung mga spells and everything, and people are liking it. Pero right now, it's just open in Korea. So that's what I'm saying. There's a need and there's a appetite for these types of games, which nobody expects. Yun nga. Kaya nga bumagsak yung mga server ng Diablo 3 noon eh. Kasi hindi nila expect, ay talagang malakas. Akala ko mga barilan lang ang gusto ng tao. Di ba? Pero yun nga. Gusto talaga nila din ganitong klaseng ganitong game. So, about your question is, yan yung hinahanap nila, yung gameplay na yan. As long as you can provide it to them, no matter what the skin is, kahit anime pa yung skin mo, lalaruin nila yan. Lalaruin nila yan. I think there was an ARPG that was announced in Game Awards, di ba? I think they were the makers of Dead Cell and all that. So, yun, magandang game nila. At kakainin ng tao yun. Kasi there's a small player in this type of game. It's called yung Torchlight team.
Torchlight.
Torchlight is cartoony. It doesn't even look like Diablo. It doesn't look like anything you've seen before. Kasi there are other types, yung Victor Vran, yung mga low-key na to, pero usually single player experiences with Victor Vran. And there's this other type, another game na I forgot yung game niya. Search ko na lang. Grim Dawn is the other game na ang gusto ko lang sa Grim Dawn kasi it looks like a witch hunter from the Warhammer universe. So yun yung bida meron siyang parang Inquisitor hat. Parang Inquisitor siya na yung may barrel and everything. May pistols eh. So yun. ARPGs are on the rise. Yung ibang Torchlight, other games pa yun, pero Path of Exile and all that. Pero ARPG are isometric ARPG, just to be clear para sa mga listeners. Kasi when we talk about ARPG, it will Witcher 3. It will also include yung Dragon Age. So not just RPG or ARPG. So yun nga. So there's an appetite for these types of games. So dapat when you're trying to announce mga ganyan, katulad ng sensitivity ng Diablo, ayusin ng Blizzard. Yeah. Speaking of hyping up games, punta tayo ngayon sa isang blunder ngayon naman 20. Ano ba? Wala mo kung ano. Ano pa isang blunder na hype up nila. Ang ganda-ganda lang announcement. Ang ganda-ganda lang.
May trauma pa ako sa
sa Game Awards.
Yung ayaw ko sabihin ng name, yung maganda sana na exploration ano
ba to? Ito ba yung
yung may sky?
Oo, ginawa ba to ng mga high games ba? No Man's Sky. Okay, ito yung isa pang blunder. Kasi No Man's Sky is a winner, I think, in 2018. Yeah. Pero yung isa pang blunder, pagdating sa is Bethesda. Di ba? With Fallout 76. Ayan. Hype job yan eh. Hype job yung game na yan. Hayop na yan. Pinagagawa, di ba? Kasi ngayon, people are learning 2018 kung ano yung dapat hindi mo gawin. At dapat
may verdict na ba kung maganda o hindi itong
Fallout 76?
Or in the process?
Pangit talaga. Kasi we're not just talking about the worst game ever conceived by Bethesda, in my opinion. We can't really say na parang pangit talaga ng game niya kasi they didn't make it from the ground up. It's made from the same engine that Fallout 4 was made. So it's just Fallout 4 on a different setting. It's a multiplayer setting. Kung parang, Fallout 4, lagyan natin ng multiplayer aspect. Eto siya. The problem
first
is,
time ng Bethesda mag-multiplayer, no?
multiplayer? Hindi naman. May
I mean,
MMO naman
parang
sila which is
MMOs.
yung... Oo. Ay, hindi. Meron silang may Quake naman sila. Pero that runs on a separate engine eh. That runs on a separate engine. Pero yun nga, meron naman sila mga ganun klaseng game. So for us to say na hindi sila magaling sa multiplayer, I think the multiplayer part is not the problem with Fallout 76. The problem is what they did with Fallout 76. How they first announced it ng E3, kung paano nila na-advertise. At paano nila in-execute ngayon. Many are saying that this is a game na nasa alpha stage. To be kind, let's say beta stage. Andun talaga siya eh. Pero beta kasi, konti na lang yung babaguhin mo eh. Konti na lang yung babaguhin mo, that's the game itself.
Diba? Hilaw.
Hilaw na hilaw talaga. As in, talagang wasak. Diba? Tapos yung mga naisip nilang mga concept, because it's a multiplayer game, you can't stop time. So VATS, yung gameplay na nasanay sila Fallout 3 and all that, which parang slows down time. Tapos magta-target mo kung saan mo gusto target, sa ulo, sa paa, sa ganyan-ganyan, to incapacitate your target. Ginawa nilang real time. So habang lumalapit ka, tumataas yung percentage, pero you have a moving target. So parang baliwala yung VATS. Talagang wala nang silbi yung VATS. And ang nakakatawa pa, it works, pero it works funny. Kasi let's say you're facing you're facing yung target mo is on the right, your gun is on the left, di ba? So pag tumama ka ng 100% or mga 80, meron ka 86% chance of power, yung bullet mo magiging parang yung sa Wanted. Yung liliko, sapol. O di ba? So parang it's a crazy mechanic that works on paper. Pero it doesn't work visually. Yun yung problema kasi ng mga players.
May disconnect sa...
May disconnect. Maganda siya on paper talaga. If Todd Howard actually read it out loud on a prompter and everything, it looks nice. Plus yung background, they're showing a nice yung paano yung aesthetic.
Ano sa kanina, Wanted?
Alin? Oh. Ano tawag doon? Bullet curve ba yun?
Pero kung yung game nila yung MMO version nung movie na yun, okay, sige, accepted na yun.
Oo nga eh. Pwede pa yun, no? Diba? Oh, this is Wanted, ganyan. Pero yun nga, parang, I mean, it's blunders and blunders, pero hindi pa yun, hindi lang sa game yung problema. People are already expecting us, okay, pangit yung game, pero I'm already here, let's play it. Diba? So ganun, okay, fine. Probably they're gonna fix it from several patches, which is understandable. The team will actually do it. Although it will slow down. Pero marami pang ibang issues eh. Number one issue is a collector's edition. Yung collector's edition nila, which is, alam mo naman kung anong collector's edition. I think si Alice mahilig sa collectors, di ba? Magkano mga collector's edition? Oo, magkano yung mga collector's edition? Ano yung mga including dyan? So, yung pagka-advertise nila ng people are gonna get yung helmet, yung I think yung power armor helmet from the Fallout series, which is cool. I think they got that. And like a duffel bag, which is canvas duffel bag, which is maganda, di ba? Parang yung mga old school na bag, yung mga parang Camela, ganyan. Yung mga hawk bag, ganyan, di ba? Tahi talaga siya. Canvas siya eh. Ang shinip nila is parang yung mga nabibili lang sa tabi-tabi. Yung synthetic na lang, na parang yung waterproof na itsura. Yung sinend nila, tas manipis. So ang tawag nga nila, parang yung trash bag. With the same designs, that's what they promised. So parang sabi ko, oh my God, these guys. So parang siyempre, hindi na reklamo. Okay, for advertising na kayo. Okay. Siyempre, may tatawag sa customer service and everything. Customer service replies through email to us. Sabi niya gano'n, we feel that way. Pero wala kaming gagawin para sa bug eh. So, alam mo yun, as a person who actually paid $100 for a game, $100 or whatever, how much they played for it. Siyempre, expect mo kung ano yung advertise nyo kasi that's the reason why I'm getting it. Diba? Otherwise, standard edition na lang kinuha. Diba? So, yun yung naging issue. Yun yung naging problema nila. Ang second, so, siyempre, nalaman na nila yung problema. Ang hit naman nila sa Twitter is like, pasensya na, ganyan, pero we hope you're enjoying the game. But just to compensate, ganyan, bigyan namin kayo ng parang 500 parang atom coins, I think they call it. It's a microtransaction in-game currency. And that's fine. If that's how they're gonna pay their that's fine. Pero malaman pala yung 500 yung atom coins na yan couldn't even buy a decent parang and you know how much 500 is worth on main money, on real money? $5.
1:1. Ay, no, 1:100.
Oh, parang that bag will actually cost you siguro mga $20-$30 in real life, yung mga normal canvas bags and all that. Hey, just put some what do you call this, some fallout, ganyan, di ba? Patches and all that. Mukha ka nang may sariling so yun nga. Tapos ang bibigay mo sa kanila $5 sa kapalit. Ayun. Tapos meron pa isa. Malaman naman ng iba. Yung mga binayaran nilang I forgot the term for it, pero para silang yung nag-advertise ng mga people, like media people that would advertise their games or parang would announce their games. I forgot yung term nila. I think ito recent term to, lalo na sa mga streamers and all that. Yun. Influencer. So they gave these influencers backpacks that were canvas. It's not the same one as what was promised dun sa collector's edition. Kasi duffel bag yon. Ibig sabihin parang gym bag. Pero alam mo yun, binigyan mo sila lang ganun kaganda kasi what? Wala naman silang binayad sa game eh. 'Di ba? You got them para lang ma-influence yung mga ibang players. It's not needed because people, a lot of people are Bethesda fans. Whatever they dish out, they will buy. Pero when you, diba? Sorry for the word. When you fuck up your customers like this, I mean, are you serious, diba? So they haven't replied to that yet, and that's an issue. I don't think that's gonna be solved or whatnot. Kasi syempre, it's already shipped out. If you're gonna have them made, how many more are gonna have them made? And you already made several of these na nakapack na. I mean, for those who haven't got the collector's edition yet, diba? So parang, it's diba? One problem after another, one issue after another. For Bethesda, which is, I wish them luck. I wish you luck on your future endeavor.
So, marketing issue na naman to.
I think Bethesda is gonna claim responsibility, pero Todd Howard and the team, I think, is gonna gonna clean their hands off of this because this is not their issue. Their issue is the game. They have a bad game and they're gonna focus on it. Pero to focus on these other issues, Bethesda as a company should do something. So yun lang. Alright, next issue on the table, next blunder of 2018. Ba, inuuna lang namin yung mga marami rin tayong winners.
Sana naman we end on a happy note kasi
naman, madami naman happy notes. Madaming happy notes. Pero ito lang yung mga nakakatawa. Sana hindi na maulit. Mga New Year's resolution nila to. So next is Battlefield 5, another AAA game na medyo from the start had its issues pagdating sa E3. One issue is napakababaw. I don't think people need to focus on it and ganyan. Pero it has affected Battlefield 5 a whole lot. ito yung issue na may babaeng soldier. Diba?
Di ba non-issue yun? Well,
non-issue naman sa atin.
Dapat.
Hindi, non-issue naman talaga siya. Pero it has affected Battlefield 5 sales. Why? Because they're selling lower than how Battlefield 1 was selling the last time. And I think they're gonna beat, or if you call it beat, I think they're worse than Battlefront 2 eh. So things are not looking good for EA. Buti nga, hindi, joke lang. But okay, hindi, ako lang kasi it saddens me because Battlefield is a good game. It's a good series. Sayang eh. My issue lang with Battlefield is how the developers are handling it. They've actually given the people a cold shoulder. Na parang, if you don't like ganyan, kasi ang number one point is parang historical accuracy naman. Yun yung sinisigaw ng tao. Historical accuracy, ganyan. Regardless if there's a woman or something. Historical accuracy lang sinisigaw namin. Kasi kasama sa immersion nila yon, ibang gamers, ganyan. Diba? If it's set on a modern era, di walang problema. Diba? So yun yung sinisigaw ng mga tao. Ang problema kasi, etong si developer, medyo mataas ang ihi. Mataas ang ihi. So kung ayaw mo ng laro ko, huwag mo laruin. Diba? Sinabi nila actually on a Battlefield game, on a multiplayer, kung ayaw mo, wag mo. Hindi pwede yun.
Mataas ang EA.
Oo. Hindi pwede yung ganun, pare. Diba? Just give them a corporate reply and then shut up.
Diba? Dapat na perfect nila yung answer, non-answer.
They're EA. They have people for that. They've been doing it for decades. Diba? I mean, gamers
But
are already
pagiging honest nila.
They actually are signing with the right one right ngayon, diba? They're not being the EA money grabber, diba? Attitude that they have. They're actually doing the right thing, diba? They're doing the SJW thing, diba? But how they're approaching it is they're giving people the cold shoulder. Diba? These are not your market, guys. You're selling a war game. Diba? You can't sell a war game to SJWs. No one will buy it because it's violence. Diba? Diba? Somebody in the marketing team made a major move and is marketing this game the wrong way. Diba? I'm not citing that there shouldn't be female o para doon sa mga hindi may alam, message ng social justice warriors tawag dyan. So, yan. So, ang akin lang is parang if you're doing it correctly, if you want to do it correctly, don't give your gamer cold shoulder. Answer them that we sorry you feel that way, ganyan. Tapos sabihin mo sa kanila, you can always choose, ganyan. Pero you can't say na, di ba, this game is not for you or whatever you think. Di ba? Would turn them away from the game. So ngayon, asa na? Wala na.
High hopes response.
Yun nga eh. I mean, these are the blunders. That's why we're discussing these blunders. Pero kasi ayaw na natin ito makita sa 2019. Diba? If you even considering the hard work of the developers, which we do understand here in Puro Laro, marketing team, you have to consider that you're still selling a game. You're still selling a game, diba? So if they don't like your game, diba? Then it might be not for them. Pero that's a discussion for you guys. Inside your little office or even your meeting rooms. Diba? You don't tell it to the world. You don't say it on Reddit. Diba? Wag.
Too much honesty.
Correct. Di ba? So ito, isang ano na to, medyo mystery naman tong nangyari sa 2018. Let's talk about Sony's move for 2018 and 2019 as well. Have you heard about this? Because Sony is not holding the PSX or yung annual conference nila. They're not holding it. They're not doing anything. They're not announcing anything. And people are speculating a different thing. They're also not joining E3 2019. They're not holding a press conference. I don't think they're even holding a booth on E3. So parang boycott, no? Hindi. Wala namang kasalanan ng E3 dito.
Hindi.
Pero
may narinig ako about that eh.
Oh, sige.
In terms of not joining the E3, it's more of controlling the narrative. Kasi pag daw sa E3 ka, parang halo-halo ang experience ng kasi nandun lahat. Siguro they're trying to emulate yung sa Blizzard BlizzCon. But hindi ko maintindihan bakit pati yung sarili nilang hindi nila gagawin.
PSX. Yun din nakapagtaka eh. I think a press release or ang word in the grapevine is they have nothing to announce. They have nothing new to announce. And they have no reveals for 2019. So meaning 2020 is looking empty in part of PS4. Meaning they're gonna go all out because they've announced all of the games that are coming out on 2019. And they're focusing on these games. Siguro 2020 is gonna be konti lang yung may release nila. They're only saying a lot of exclusive titles. Ngayon pa lang may mga rumors na and everything. Pero they've announced everything that are coming out 2019. Exclusives, all the ganyan. So they're just gonna ride the money from last quarter of this, starting 2018 and then 2019. Yeah, we're probably gonna see. Hindi. Pero that's what we're seeing. What the people are seeing. Pero siguro we're gonna start seeing movement with Sony. PSX 2020, PSX 2019. I think they're gonna hold it, and I think they're gonna announce something big. And you guessed it, it's probably the end of the life of PS4. They're still pushing the limits ngayon, pero I think we're gonna see 2020 games for PS4 that are being developed that will also be available on hopefully PS5, yung PlayStation 5.
Makes sense naman, di ba? Kung yung mga big announcements for new games, tapos may bago kang ilalabas the next year, parang pinahirapan mo yung developer gumawa ng pang PS4 then nila for PS5. Diba?
Pero yun nga eh.
Pero question yun nga yung meron ba mga big name games na napupush back?
Hindi. Actually, you don't need to push back because that's one of the rumors that is being touted on PlayStation 5. That regardless of what the developers do, the PlayStation 5 will now be backwards compatible.
May na-realize na ako.
Ano?
Kasi back to the PS5 thing, rumor. Kasi sa PS Plus, yung mga subscriber ng PS Plus, starting 2019, wala nang i-offer na PS3 titles sa PS Plus. It's all PS4. So parang they're transitioning it na siguro, no?
Yeah, they're transitioning it net, which is normally predicted naman. Why? Because when they start to move for PS5, they're gonna sell the PS3 titles. Diba? It just makes sense. Diba? PS3 titles, bebenta mo. Unless you already have it in an account. Diba? Once your PSN account detects it, you don't need to do that. They don't need to sell it to you. But they're gonna sell it again. But they're gonna offer it anymore. Just transition to that part na siguro. Pero we're seeing the fruition now. And I think the rumors are true. Pero within 2 years or 3 years, we're gonna see PS5. Yun lang yung prediction ko. I don't think it's gonna take longer. Because in my opinion, the PS4 was released on a period where they can't compete anymore with the PC. Diba? Kasi ang problema sa both Xbox One and PS4 released in a time where PC is actually better than them. They're not showing any new technology. Their processors are outdated. Their graphics are outdated. They hardly, when initial launch of PS4 and Xbox One, they are both incompatible of what do you call this? Even reaching 1080p at 60 frames per second. Hirap na hirap ng dalawang machines na to. This is the reason why they release Pro versions, which is, diba, Xbox One X and PS4 Pro. Because these machines can now at least do 1080p at 60 frames per second. That's the basic. And they just added 4K. Pero 4K, they're still struggling with 4K. Why? Because you could barely reach 30 frames per second with both machines, no matter how powerful it is. And everybody knows that Xbox One X is the much better machine. Kasi yun yung nakalagay doon sa paper. Yun yung laman niya na mga na mga graphic GPU, yung memory niya, and how it handles and everything. Yung both PS4 and PS4 Pro and Xbox One X have better CPUs now compared to their launch machines, which is PC has already reached. Ngayon 8K ang tinitira ng mga PC players eh. Hindi na 4K. 4K is like 2 years ago. The PC players were trying to reach 4K 2 years ago. Diba?
Would you say na console, mas faster na ngayon yung cycle na bagong unit?
Anong ibig sabihin? Yung
kasi
component?
Before kasi diba, yung
10 years?
matagal bago ka makakakuha ng bagong PS3 to PS4 or Pero would you say na this time parang we're gonna find it a quicker or baka modular na gagawin nila?
I think that's the right way to go. Ngayon kasi, like I said, PlayStation and Xbox One released at a time where PC is already way ahead pagdating sa components na meron sila sa loob. I'm not saying all PC players are like high-end, pero you have to compare ano yung pinakamataas na technology ng PC versus yung kaya ng mga consoles. Diba? Kasi you can't compete in the gaming industry if you can't even show the full capability of the game. Katulad yan, let's say when GTA 5 released, everyone was saying na parang ang ganda na ng graphics, ang ganda na, this is like the future of gaming, ganyan. And then like 2 years after, the PC version released, which is, everyone is in agreement na mas maganda yung version ng PC. Siguro minus na lang. Why? Because syempre naayos na yung mga bugs ng when PC released, lahat ng patches na ginawa nila doon sa console version is already fixed pagdating sa PC. But not only that, the PC pushed the graphics way further dun versus the console titles. Yan yung sinasabi ko na parang when they released it, hindi naman ganun kaganda talaga yung mga components ng consoles. It's a mid-tier PC, if you ask me. It's a low to mid-tier PC. When we're talking about the launch. Ngayon, much better na. Mid to high na siya. Pero hindi pa rin ito kaya kasi mayroong tinatawag na ultra settings yung di ba? So hindi siya low, medium, high. May ultra settings. Ito yung kita mo na yung kulangot ng mga nilalaro mo. Ganun kaganda yung graphics. I mean, and very few people have experienced playing ultra settings. Ako, I play with ultra settings and everything. Yes, kasi I mean, I don't have an ultra PC settings and all that, diba? Pero yun nga, ang akin kasi is parang you get your bang for the buck. You get what, $500. $500. Dollars na lang gamitin natin kasi pag peso, saka bumibili sa SM, so Green Hills, nag-iiba-iba pa yung price. Diba? Ano yung mga games na nakabundle, yung ganyan. So, alam mo dito sa Pilipinas, pagulo yung presyohan. Pero yung $500 is usually the starting point. $499 yan, mga ganyan, diba? So, you get your bang for the buck. You get a $500 PC. Yes, you can top a console graphic. You can even make that, and it's the same. It's yun yung diba? Pero like what you said, I think it's the right move for consoles to start going modular. Meaning, I get my machine for like 500. Pero since, diba, there are some gamers that are really well off, like parang, I want to pay for more. I want to pay for more power. And console manufacturers, including Nintendo, should make it available. They can upgrade their machines. You can't have this like 10 years. Ngayon, it's like less than 10 years now. They've already changed the machine, diba? I think PS3 was like, ang tagal ng PS3, and PS2 lalo, ang tagal, diba? Pero yun nga, you can't have this anymore. Kasi people are catching up. It's getting expensive now to actually buy a machine just to play one single game. Kasi exclusive. Diba? I can't buy, I know it's worth it, but it's like saying, I just paid $600 to play The Last of Us 2. Are you kidding me? Diba? You just paid $600 to play Last of Us 2. Yes, it might be worth it at the end. You might have a great experience. But would you go to a theater all bawling because the movie was so great and you paid $600 for it? Diba? Parang namang sobra yun, diba? Even at anong concert ba yung may 20 mahigit na ticket? Diba? Ano, Michael Jackson concert? Diba? VIP ka na, nasa unahan ka na.
I'm not sure sa PC, pero sa Mac meron lang tinatawag na eGPU. Yung external graphics processing unit. So, diba? I mean, ano yung sa console, it's easy. Upgrade mo lang yung graphic. Okay na.
Oh, that's the thing. Siguro magiging problem mo dyan is the GPUs and the processors are not manufactured by the console manufacturers themselves. There's no Microsoft GPU. There's no Sony GPU. These are lent from mostly AMD, sometimes NVIDIA. So these are third party. So if they do that, they're going to allow this third party to actually sell themselves. They don't need PlayStation. They don't need Microsoft. Diba? So are they open to that? Are they open to that? Diba? Kasi exclusivity is their game eh. As long as it's within our system, ganyan. As long as we created it, we can get more people buying our consoles. It's a marketing game. It's a capitalist game actually.
Closed garden.
Oo. Kasi parang gusto mo maglaro ng Last of Us 2? Dalawa lang yan. Makilaro ka sa kaibigan mo sa sarili mo. Diba? Bumili ka na sarili mo. Diba? Ay, ang problema, diba? Kaya nga, if a game is multi-platform, it's much better. It's much better for the developer themselves. You can earn an extra money. Let's say, ngayon, PlayStation 4 is on its last legs. Games like The Last of Us 2 will be backwards compatible. Pero people are not gonna buy PS5 for Last of Us 2. They're gonna buy it for Last of Us 3. Diba? Diba? They could just buy PS4 again, an old, diba? If there's some stores still selling it. They're not gonna buy PS5 for backwards compatibility. That's crazy. So, they're gonna buy it for another new exclusive. Diba? Diba? Pero, if you're asking me, since that's the name of the game, are you really still selling, wag accounting yung PS4 units when PS4 arrives, just so that people can play Last of Us? Or would you want to release it on the PC and the Nintendo Switch and the Xbox, so you can get more money? And I'm sure you will. Lahat ng Xbox, lahat ng bumili ng Xbox na meron silang current Xbox ngayon, bibili nila yung Last of Us 2 muna na release mo. Kasi Sony naman gumawa niyan eh. Di ba? Sony naman gumawa niyan, di ba? Exclusive yan. I mean, do you think people are saying na Square Enix didn't make more money now with Final Fantasy 15 versus yung mga exclusives nila sa Sony before? They're making more money now, di ba? Why? Because it's multi-platform. Anyone else can actually buy it, di ba? Ngayon nga, minu-multi-platform na ng iba. They semi-multi-platform. Is they include the PC. Xbox is doing it because obviously lahat naman ang naglalaro sa PC is Microsoft din, Windows din.
Tsaka may compatibility ata yung OS ng Xbox at saka yung Windows na.
Kinda. They created this app called yung Xbox app, which you can play with your friends as long as you own an Xbox. So you can play it on the PC. Let's say, mas maganda yung graphic cards ko sa di ba? Mas maganda yung system ko eh. So I can log in using my Xbox Live account on the PC and play my game on the PC. Play the same game that you have on your Xbox, di ba? So, may ganun silang platform. Meaning you can use it. You can use, kasi, let's say, Xbox 360 ka pa. Wala ka ng pera pambili ng Xbox. Eh, meron akong Xbox Live app eh. Diba? Eh, may mga games ako doon eh. Di pwede kong laruin sa PC. Yun. Yun yung inaano nila. And ngayon, going back to the console wars ngayon, and particularly the move of Sony going to PS5. I think one thing that they need to consider when creating move is what Microsoft is doing right now. The reason, you remember the Game Awards that Phil Spencer was interviewed on the stage. Pagdating dun sa Xbox Xbox platform nila. It's a gaming service. It's like Netflix for gaming. So, this is the future ngayon. Meaning, I pay a monthly subscription. You give me the games I want. I don't need to pay $60 for it. Diba? You take care of that shit. Diba? I pay $5. I can play this game as much as I want. Diba? As long as I pay $5 a month. Diba?
Yung parang yung binabayad mo yung subscription, not the game itself.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, Microsoft will have a cut from that $5. But I think developers will make most out of it. Kasi nga, we're transitioning to this, I'm using EA's term again, games as a service. This is the answer to that. I don't need to pay you microtransactions for the rest of my life because I love your game. No, I just need to pay one subscription service. Regardless how much is it, diba? Hindi ko alam kung $5 or something. Let's just say $5, mga ganyan. Parang Netflix lang. So I'm paying this monthly service and you give me the games I want. Yan talaga yung magiging future. And that's how EA... This is the reason why gaming developers or gaming publishers are creating their own. They're moving out of Steam, diba? Remember, games are already picked out. Because they want to take advantage of this. Ito na yung bagong laro.
Tsaka yung Call of Duty nasa
Exactly.
Battle.net.
Exactly. I mean, Blizzard made that move before. They don't call it Battle.net anymore. Diba?
Ay, nga pala.
Oo, diba? They call it a Blizzard app ngayon. So, lahat ng games nila, I mean, these are platforms. Origin, gano'n siya, kaya lang, yung Origin, yung EA, they created their own, pero they launch yung mga free games and to entice them to get the Origin app. Epic Games has their own. Steam, mayroon pa yung Steam, and everything else. They're moving out of it because they're seeing this as a potential. If they already have their own platform, hindi sila gagawa ng gano'n. Hindi nila kailangan kumpisa, oy, meron ka ng Epic Games app okay na yan. Di ba? May subscription service kami. Lahat ng games namin na nakikita mo dyan, libre na. Laruin mo kung gusto mo. Tapos magbabayad ka. Di ba? Tapos sign up po sila ng 1 year, mga ganyan.
Ang next na magiging issue dito is yung nagkatulad ng nangyayari sa Netflix.
Alin?
I mean, not Netflix itself, pero diba may Netflix, meron pang ibang streaming services. So, the whole purpose ng Netflix dati is just to kasi masyadong mahal.
One stop. Diba?
Ano yung service na pipiliin mo para sulit?
Exactly.
So, when you pag lahat nag-subscribe ka, edi mas mahal na rin.
Ang masama nga kasi dito is yung consoles Yung console, I think medyo ahead na dito yung Xbox or yung Microsoft. Because I mean, they can always tap into the Windows market, 'di ba? Hawak nila yung PC market, so walang issue, 'di ba? Ang loser dito is yung Sony Why? Because you're still counting on exclusivity. Diba? Buy our consoles first before you can play the game. Yan yung magiging problems nila in the years to come. If they don't come up with a plan that's good enough. Yan. Of course, there are loyal PlayStation players, users that would gladly support them whatever their is. And they have a lot, diba? But the thing is, once pumutok tong ganitong klaseng games in service na to, itong monthly subscription, tapos maglalaro ko kahit anong gusto ko, may iwan sila sa market. Why? Kasi exclusive lang sa console nila. Diba? And developers will want to get a piece of that pie na parang, yung isang naglalaro sa Nintendo Switch, isang naglalaro ng ganyan. Diba? They already said yes to what do you call this? What do you call this? Yung I forgot the term. Yung crossplay, di ba? They already said, Sony already said just crossplay. Ito yung ito na nga yun It's tie-in Tie-in siya. Yung games in service, monthly subscription, crossplay, meaning, you wanna buy Sony PlayStation 5, that's no issue with us. Thank you for supporting PlayStation. Pero you can still play with your PC and Nintendo Switch friends and Xbox friends.
Speaking of exclusivity, kasi I'm thinking parallels do sa streaming service yung mga video katulad Netflix. Dati trinay ko iFlix. Pero kasi yung trial ganito, tapos inisip ko, nung tinitignan ko yung catalog nila, parang hindi para sa akin to So, in that or in that aspect, sabi natin exclusive, more likely, you go to a service na kung saan mo yung mga gusto mong games, di ba? So, kung ma-hoard ni yung mga ganon, the most likely sa kanila magsa-subscribe kung pupunta sila sa subscription
That is true. We're talking about like mga niche games. Mahilig lang siya sa strategy games sa PC.
Kunyari ako.
Bakit ako bibili ng console? Wala naman strategy games katulad ng wala naman Civilization sa consoles, wala naman kahit, di ba?
Kunyari ako nag-Netflix ako kasi gusto ko sundan yung yung Marvel na TV shows. Kasi Netflix lang yun. Tapos di ba ngayon mukhang yung mga Marvel shows it's going away from Netflix na to yung Disney streaming service. So mapapaisip na ngayon ako ngayon. maintain ko pa ba yung o lilipat ako sa kabila? Kasi sinusundan ko yung laro. Yung laro, yung show na yun. Tapos meron pa mga ibang show doon na gusto kong sundan. So in terms of the consoles naman at saka services, kung ano yung game mo na sinusundan mo, most likely pupunta ka doon kung anong service ang nag-o-offer ng ganon.
Exactly. Totoo naman 'yon. Ang akin lang kasi where you play. I mean, Sony has this thing that it's the best place to play. Okay, fine. It's the best place to play.
I think it's more of arrogant na yan kasi di ba na technically nanalo sila sa console.
Nanalo sila sa console wars. I mean, Xbox doesn't care. Inyo na yung trono. We're still gonna do what we do best.
Yeah.
And they're doing a great job, di ba? Yan yung caveat. If you're on top, you can say no. And the time that they said no, they eventually gave up. Pagdating sa crossplay, di ba? They gave up. Why? Because you forgot that people are your customers. Di ba? Your customers are not yourselves, di ba? It's the people that play your games. If you can't give them what they want, particularly yung magkalakas-lakas na ng boses na mag-crossplay naman kayo. Saka sila umukay, di ba? Why? Kasi mga players yung nagtatanong, hindi naman mga journalist. Di ba? Mga players na yan. Di ba? So inisip nila parang, ano lang to, chismis lang. Hindi chismis yan. Di ba? Tumingin ka na Reddit, pumunta ka sa di ba? Lahat yan, ganyan. So eventually, you're gonna give up. Yes, but that's true. That whatever games you like, you will follow that kind of service. That is true. Pero the thing is, knowing gamers, or even knowing myself, if I see a cool game, I would subscribe to whatever service that is. Why? Because may magandang game na yon. Pero if my current subscription has that open to me for a price, meaning, bilang mo na yung game na to kasi hindi mo pwedeng i-monthly subscription to. Kasi iba siyang, di ba? Iba siyang exclusive siya sa ganun. So, bigla mong bilhin. Di fine. I'll pay for it. Di ba? Shut up and take my money. Di ba? May ganong aspect na dapat i-consider nila. Di ba? And I think,
it's still not, tawag doon? Yung i-abandon yung concept na bibilhin mo yung game pa rin.
Exactly. Di ba? Parang, alam naman natin na pupunta ka doon. Mahilig ka sa mga anak mo papanoorin ng Netflix.
Diba? Which is good for us kasi pag mapangat ng internet natin. Hindi tayo makadownload na mag-gigabytes of ano.
Exactly. Pero yun nga. Diba? Eventually, ito talaga yung laro. Ito na yung magiging laro. And exclusivity will kill a company that still sticks with exclusivity. Diba? In a marketing sense, in a what do you call this? Yung pera-pera ang laro. I think EA is doing great kasi they're creating games for all types of platforms. Because they're a game publisher company. And what we do is make games. We're not gonna say na kahit may mga deal sila na parang exclusive sa inyo for 1 month, diba? Bakit? Sino sa tingin mo nag-create ng deal na yun? Yung console, di ba? Yung console creator. Di ba? Sa amin muna kayo ng 1 taon, o kaya sa amin muna kayo ng 1 month, di ba? Ang kumuha ng deal na yon yung console, hindi yung publisher. Why? Gusto namin release sa lahat Di ba? Hindi naman sasabihin na, hindi mo pwedeng gawin yan namin sa platform namin kasi ayaw mong pa-exclusive di wag, you're losing on, di ba? You're losing on money kasi pag ginawa namin super ganda to, walang naglalaro sa di ba? Yun. I mean, that's what I think console is losing out on. The strategy, what do you call this? The strategy market, which is very huge, and people who play strategy hindi naman to yung mga bata nahihingi pa sa magulang nila ng pingin pero maglalaro ko Civilization. Mami, bili mo. Hindi, may mga pera na itong mga to diba? Oras na may bagong lumabas na expansion ng Civilization, na pre-order na yan, na nabili na yan. May mga pera na ito. Because these are the guys who, like me, would like to sit on their computer and just, diba, think, strategize, actually help your life in a bit, diba? Strategy is strategy actually helped me in my work kung paano mag-decide yung mga ganyan, di ba? Manager ka, yung mga ganyan. Pag-decide ka na maayos, ganun ka tumingin on an overall scope, looking out of the box, ano pa ba yung kulang ko, di ba? Tapos micromanage din at the same time. So, lahat yan, nami-miss out ng mga console. Why? Because they're all action. They're holding a controller Di ba? Pero, they already know their limitations, particularly in first-person shooters and action game. Pero they know what they're losing out on pagdating sa first-person shooters, lalo na sa sensitivity ng controls. Wala kang makikita na tournament na naglalaro sila ng Call of Duty, lahat lahat. Gumagawa sila ng advantage. Pwede ba akong mag-mouse and keyboard? Di ba? Pwede ba mag-mouse and keyboard? And they've made it available for Sony. I don't think Sony is creating it directly, but they're licensing it. Pero meron ng available na parang WSAD, gano'n. Na lang, ikakabit mo lang doon sa PlayStation mo and you can use mouse and keyboard. Also with what do you call this, with consoles, with Xbox, ganon din sila, meron din silang ganon. Although, yun nga, pagdating sa Overwatch, medyo wina-warningan sila ng Blizzard, okay, madaya.
Okay.
Kasama siya doon sa kasama siya match, doon sa, matchmaking, ay, naka-ano ka diba? Okay. Naka-mouse and keyboard ka hindi ka pwede maglaro sa taban mo. Yung mga console, yung mga controller. Yeah. So yun yung So yun, I mean, that's all I need to say about Sony's move. Pero sana nga, totoo yung rumor na may PS5 na. That would be exciting. Diba? Pero yun yung speculation kapag dating sa move na yun. Kasi parang talaga they're moving their assets, their money. Parang, huwag muna tayo mag-announce. Sayang lang yung pera. Diba? Gawin na lang natin, mag-announce na lang tayo pag meron tayong i-announce. Which is, okay lang, normal move naman. Okay. So, ngayon, punta tayo sa mga winners. Sa mga winners ng 2018. Diba? Yun. So, Red Dead Redemption. Yun, patay tayo dyan. Ano yan? Nice. From the start naman no? Alam na no? Pero,
munti ka na mag-sweep.
Ano na?
Munti ka ng sweep.
Oo nga no? Munti ka na mag-sweep no? Red Dead Redemption 2 is pero the game of the year is God of War.
Yeah.
Diba? God of War, I mean, and my prediction talaga naman is Spider-Man, God of War, and Red Dead 2 are the only competitors for game of the year. Two of which are licensed by Sony. So overall, panalo ang Sony dito.
Yeah.
Diba? Both are exclusives. Red Dead 2 is exclusive to console pa lang. There are rumors that it's coming to PC, which is what, based on how Rockstar does business. They usually take time when it comes to PC. Kasi syempre, alam nila kung gaano mamamatay tao yung mga PC. Pag nag-release ka na, bakit walang window borderless support para sa mga streamers? Bakit walang mga ganito, walang mga ganyan? Maraming settings na kailangan nandoon at launch. So they're probably trying to fix it, and they're probably trying to make it a good port. Kasi port na lang naman talaga yan accepted na naman, alam na ng mga PC players. Games na ginagawa sa kanilang late is ports na lang. Kaya nga isa sa mga work,
Hindi, naisip ko lang, at some point kailangan natin mag-interview ng dev na mahirap ba mag-port from console to PC? Or which is harder?
I think from what I've heard, it's harder to port to PC if the developers, again, usually what they do is they hire a third-party developer to port it to PC. Yun sila yung specialized, magaling kami sa PC, so sila na lang magpo-port. Kayang-kaya nila yon. But there are mishaps sometimes, particularly with two games na natatandaan ko is like yung Souls games na napoport sa PC, medyo bad yung and yung Arkham Knight, ang pangit talaga. Worst port talaga yan. Worst port on PC talaga yan. Sobrang pangit talaga. Not graphically. Graphically, of course, PC can handle it. But control-wise, di talaga siya responsive.
Hindi na-translate maayos.
Oh, ito yung literally unplayable na sinasabi nila sa Reddit palagi. Di ba? 0 out of 10 unplayable. Sa Steam. Yeah. Pero I think they've patched it out and it's okay. PC players have no patience with that. Pagdating sa hindi mo na gawa ng launch, we'll see. I'll keep you on my drive until I play you again, di ba? Ayun. Ay isa lang naman kasi talaga ang very few developers do understand how important PC ports or PC versions are. Isa dyan si CD Projekt Red because these are heavy PC users. And when it comes, they don't consider it support. They consider it as a there's a difference. So ports are usually just console talaga siya, tapos ginawa siyang available to PC eventually. Pero yung version is like you released it multi-platform just in there. Ibig sabihin, ginawa namin sa'yo, we dedicated it to your style of playing and all that. So I think Witcher 3 is a good example of that. Na responsive siya, even if you use controller on your PC, even if you use mouse and keyboard, it's totally responsive. I used mouse and keyboard on Witcher 3 and astig naman siya. Siyempre kasi you have to look yung 3D, di ba? Yung parang ganun. Extra access. Man, it's pretty responsive. Masyado nga mabilis eh. Sabi ko, parang, alam mo, nasanay ka sa mag first person shooter pagdating sa PC. Siyempre, pag mga katulad ng games like Assassin's Creed and all that, parang, pag nag-look ka, mabilis eh. Masyado mabilis eh. So, siyempre, lower mo yung settings mo, yung sensitivity mo para lang maayos. Pero everything's good. Everything's good. These are good ports. Rockstar is a good makers of ports, particular. Kasi nga they take their time. It took them like 2 years to make GTA 5 on PC. Plus may mga exclusive content pa sila, especially for PC and all that. Which is good. Ayun. Very good turnaround sa Game of the Year sa Game Awards. If you guys have watched it, napakaganda na mga awards and releases nila. Although for all of you guys who are not used to like watching yung mga awards and all that, kung hindi naman kayo nanonood talaga ng mga Grammys or mga ganyan, lahat talaga ng award shows boring talaga siya. Diba? Lalo na to, medyo full of awkwardness and cringiness pa Games Awards kasi syempre hindi naman dyan. Yung mga pinag-i-invite nilang mga music, mga ganyan. Hindi eh. Mag-invite ka ng orchestra palagi. Yan. Pasok yan sa mga video game. Yung orchestra, di ba? Invite mo yung mga Japanese maestro, yung mga
although hindi ko masyadong yung theme na kinain na nun. In-announce yung theme ng Game Awards. Parang hindi siya pasok. Although, I mean, it's very surprising. They just can't expect because they would get great announcements because you're releasing almost the holidays na eh. That's December. So all of the games have already been released. Particularly November is the last month that you're going to release games. Why? Because you're trying to get in before the holidays. So if your game fails, the marketing department can save you by going on a sale, which is what happened to Battlefield 5. It's already half price right now. What the hell, man? It just released this year and it's already half price a few months later. Wala pa nga 2 buwan eh. Yeah. Nangyari sa Storado na ngayon kasi talaga sila kumikita. So holiday, I think they started already going half price from Thanksgiving. So November 27, I think. Yeah, Black Friday sila, half price na kagad sila, 50%. Wow, very desperate move for the battle.
So anyway, yun nga. Yun yung mga winners. Yan. Congrats sa mga winners. You guys can visit their site. So Game Awards. And we also announced it for the website for Laro. Or sa Facebook niya. Next, ano ba? Local esports team. Ayun na. Yung pag-usapan to eh. Pero yun nga, I mean, we'll just breeze through it because we have respect for these types of players and all that. So I think we were embroiled into a racist
Yun.
was playing not a game that he was specializing in, which is PUBG. I think it was PUBG, right?
Hindi ako. Kalimutan ko.
Yeah, I think it was PUBG. And he specializes in okay. So yeah, he's also playing PUBG. TSNT. So I'm not sure. I didn't want to read into it. Saying I just hope it just goes away. Saying it's a bad look for Filipino gaming scene. Pag may mga ganyan tayo. Pero we know, I've already asked it several times kung gaano ka-toxic ang mga Pilipino dito sa pagdating sa mga online games. Pero it is very toxic. Why? Because you're playing with teenagers who have no control over their emotions. And other than getting even with work, which does nothing really. Wala. You're not psyching up their game. You're not changing their game by insulting them by using racial slurs.
It's a professional scene.
Yeah, well, not just professional scene, even just multiplayer scene. Calling out your teammates, chatting them with not doing wobo, tanga, diba? Cursing them, and all that. Ngayon, medyo mas strict na nga ngayon yung mga games eh. Because kahit magsulat ka ng mga insulting words, I mean, are you really that arrogant to even consider na walang Filipino na nagmo-monitor ng mga chats? Kasi one report from another player that you are harassing this player, banned ka na. O, kumusta naman? Gawa ka na lang ng bagong account. Ganun lang kasi kadali, di ba? Pero I mean, what does that say sa'yo as a you talk or you ganyan-ganyan? So, it doesn't really help anyone, even your teammates, even your by using these words. Galingan mo na lang. Di ba? Galingan mo na lang. Kung sa tingin mo mahina yung kakampi, tulungan mo. Ba't di mo samahan sa lane? Di ba? Mahina ba talaga?
Malay mo, merong epic comeback.
Oo nga. Kasi, I've seen several games na parang yung isa, inaasar nila na parang, tumulong ka naman sa lane, ang tanga-tanga mo and all that. Tumulong ka sa lane. Nagpa-farm yung tao. Ang pinag-prepare niya is endgame. Diba? And your worry is hindi kayo aabot sa endgame. Mid-game pa lang matatapos. So meaning, who is really nervous at that point? You are. Because you know you're not good. And you want everyone to be better than you. So you could just sit there, try to show people na magaling ako. Makiride ako sa galing ng mga teammates ko, di ba? And all that. Pero ikaw talaga yung hindi magaling. See, otherwise, you'd carry the team. Kasi may mga bad games, may mga good games eh. Kahit ano naman game eh. Di ba? There are bad games, there are good games. It's up to you if you think your teammate is doing bad, di ba? What's damage really sa game nyo? Kahit magpapatay siya ng iba, they're not killing you, the others eh. Di ba? If you guys get wiped, you can't blame that one person for your mistake. For the mistake of the entire team. You guys got wiped eh. Dapat bubuhatin niya siya. I mean, ikaw, di ba, John, you've experienced it. Pagdating sa dungeons, may isang tanga. Apektado ba talaga lahat? Di ba? Di ba? Hindi naman ganun eh. Unless talagang, ano lang yan, ano tawag doon? Pinupul niya lahat ng creeps papunta sa inyo na hindi kailangan problema.
Leroy Jenkins.
Diba? Leroy Jenkins yun. Pero ika nga, di ba? Parang, if one person is lagging, maybe 2 or 3 people can cover for that person. Unless vital, unless healer yan, di ba? Ay, problema natin yun. Patay talaga tayo lahat. Di ba? Get a new healer, di ba? Pero you don't have to call out that person na parang tanga mo pare. Di ba? I think, di ba? Dude, your healing style is not what we want on this team. So, we'll find another one. Otherwise, hindi natin matatalo to. We will waste time. Di ba? There are constructive ways of telling people kung ano, di ba? Kasi otherwise, matigas pa rin yun. Ay, hindi pare, magaling ako. Ay, hindi, huwag na lang tayo mag-team up, chong. Di ba?
Saan lumalabas yung guild drama?
Ano?
Yung mga drama sa guild.
Yun nga di ba? Huwag na tayong maglaro, di ba? Hindi naman kailangan tanggalin, di ba? Sa guilds. Kailangan tanggalin kita sa guilds, pero never na tayo mag-team up sa dungeons kasi may sarili kang laro eh. May sarili kang playstyle. Kasi sa playstyle namin, hindi pa pwede. Hindi tayo jive, ika nga. Di ba? Di ba? O, iba yung banda kasi pwedeng pagdating sa ibang team, magaling siya. O, di ang problema, yung chemistry nyo. Di ba? Kahit naman sa professional scene, sa professional team, these guys will not compete because lima sila individually magagaling. No, because they play together well. Di ba? So, ganyan lang yan sa local esports. So, yan lang yan. So, guys, pagdating, when playing, ang last word ko na lang dito is like, when playing on international scene, regardless if it's like casual game lang yan or international, dala-dala niya yung bandila ng Pilipinas online. Di ba? Pabayaan niyo sila mag-China number one dyan di ba? Di ba? Hindi ko na sasabihin yung reasons yun, pero huwag niyo nang ulitin yun, di ba? hindi siya nakakatawa. Okay, so yan. Ano ba? So basically, yun yung mga medyo malalaking controversy na nangyari, and also yung mga winners and all that. Maraming maganda. I mean, like you said, yung kanina, di ba, yung No Man's Sky made a comeback, which is received well. Ano pa ba? Dead Cells was like platformer game na raked awards pagdating sa Game Awards, di ba? Kasi parang dami hindi nakakalam ng Dead Cell, pero maganda siyang game. Although ako kasi graduate na ako sa platformer, buong pagkabata ko puro platformer nilalaro natin, di ba?
Contra,
Mario, lahat. Diyos ko, Mario, Contra, Adventure Island. Lahat platformer, chong eh, di ba? Kahit Metroid platformer eh, di ba? So, I mean, we grew up as platformer, ganyan. So, give up na kami. Medyo mas gusto namin open world 3D. What else? So, yun. Otherwise, ano pa?
Super Smash.
Ayun, in-announce ngayon yun. Inaabangan ng lahat actually.
Lahat, halos lahat ng character nandun.
Yeah, so it's been a great year for gaming. It's also been a bad year for some AAA developers na nagkakaroon ng ganyang problema. But otherwise, it's been a great year. And also for us, di ba? Ngayon tayo nag-start, di ba? Diyan? Ngayon ba tayo nag-start? August?
July.
October na. July pa pala tayo.
Last part of July.
Last week of July. Diba? Started from the bottom, now we're here. We're nowhere pa. Pero yun, we appreciate our listeners, particularly yung mga nagme-message sa amin. Namely sila Paul Johnson, di ba? Paul Johnson de Guzman, sir. At yung recent, si Marco, I think, right? Tama ba? Si Marco, I think Marco Monasterio. Yeah, that's his name. Yeah, man. Welcome to Puro Laro. Thank you for supporting us, man. God bless to all of you guys din. So, yun. Salamat sa pag-support. Salamat sa pag-follow. Alam ko sumikat kami tsaka nag-like kayo. Yung basa nyo, nag-like kayo kasi mahilig kayo sa Star Wars tsaka Momulan. Pero, welcome sa inyo. Welcome sa inyo. Marami pang ganyan. Diba? Isa sa mga ano natin yan, ano? First yun, mga pag-post namin, parang nagulat kami, ano nangyari? Ganun pala karami ang may gusto ng Star Wars tsaka Momoland. So, ang next is si Sir Calbs. Sir Calbs, salamat po sa pag-guest. Yan, masyadong malakas ang hatak mo. Konting post mo lang ay pumapalag ang gaming nation. Ayun. Sa mga naging guest din namin this year, we do appreciate this. Sa mga developers, tulungan mo ko dyan. Sila, developers. We did have a recording with Ranida Games, but we're gonna, it didn't turn out well, so we're gonna redo it probably next year. So wait for that. Their game is Bayani, a fighting game. Maganda yung usapan namin. We're just gonna talk. Pero yung other games, Chris,
Digital, Dreamlords Digital.
Yeah, Dreamlords Digital. Thank you guys.
Play games.
Good luck sa Fallout game nyo. Ay, Fallout. Sorry, Fallout game tuloy na sabi ko. Kasi tayo Fallout. Puro tayo Fallout kanina eh. Ito, XCOM, man. Sa XCOM-ish like game nyo. Roguelike, joke lang. Walang roguelike. So, sa game nyo, yung Purgatory. Yeah, Grey Walkers. So, yeah. Most played games. Yeah. Lahat ng anak ko naka-install na yung Make Use of the Fishbowl. So, nagpapataasan sila doon. So yun. Natutuwa kami sa game. Who else? Sino ba? Dami na natin naging guest, ano? Sila, yung mga ating favorite streamer guests, sila Vivs, tsaka si Mitz. Si Mitz, so sad man, wala nang Tamago, pare, no? So, nangyayari sa Tamago. Magsa-start pa lang kami mag-move towards Tamago, no? Wala na kami. So, ang dami na lungkot doon. So, yun. Sino pa ba? Si
Combatron.
Combatron. Sir, nice meeting you sa ESGS. Yun. In the flesh, ika nga. Sabi niya. In the flesh! Yeah. So, yun. Tapos, si Alexa, yung pang aming favorite na naging guest. Yun.
Tsaka si Juan.
Si Juan, man. Thanks for the insights. We'll have you back soon, okay? We'll have more topics to you. Probably not talking about yourself, pero having you comment on other topics as well within the gaming industry and what can we do to actually curb some of the issues that we're having. Particularly in sa mga how to teach parents to actually handle gamer children, di ba? Yung mga addict nilang mga anak na walang 2 taon pa lang ay nasa iPad na. At hindi mo mapigilan. Namimili na ng YouTube sarili. Yan. So how do we... Yeah, so we're probably gonna talk about that next year. So planuhin na lang namin. Madali naman kontakin si Juan na dyan. Si Juan na French. Juan na Spanish pero French ang kanyang Spanish ang kanyang name. So yon, okay. Alright, so what else? Sino pa ba? Dami pa eh. Pero I mean, to all of you guys who have been our guests this entire time, kung hindi namin kayo na-mention, thank you very much for being part of it. Puro kalaro. And without you guys, without you guesting, wala po kami pag-uusapan. Well, meron naman, pero napaka-lonely naman kung kami lang magsasalita. So anyway, so yun, I mean, 2019 is also a great year for us. Another great gaming year for the gaming industry. Pero we'll strive hard to actually cover most of the events. As requested, we will cover those events. We'll try to move into a live transition. And I hope you guys are still there and still listening to us. We'll have more what I call this. We'll have more topics for you to discuss. Okay. All right. So this year, this coming years, I think this is the last episode that we're gonna put out. Probably next week, siguro. Or this week. Next week we'll probably. Ano bang date? Yeah, probably this week, before Christmas time, probably the 19th. 19th or 20th, we're gonna post. Basta before Christmas, we're gonna post this. And yun, this will be our last episode for 2018. Thank you very much for supporting us and all that. We hope to hear from you guys more often and listen to us. Spotify, of course. Links in the description of this. Yan, lalagyan namin ng link simula ngayon para madali nyo na open Spotify na. Basta we're just gonna keep creating content hanggang mga 3,000 ano na kami. Titigil na siguro kami mga 3,000 episodes na. Ang dami na masyado dun. So yun, anything else, John, for this year?
Wala, salamat ka.
Lagi namang wala dyan, ano ba yan? Grabe naman 2019. Silent. Hindi, si John Galaga silent part. Kasi siya yung bahala sa mga technical stuff. Yeah. So, yun. Okay. So, yun. So, that's it for 2018. Happy holidays and also a happy new year to all of you guys. And again, thank you. Wala akong thank you masasabi. Hindi ko alam kung gaano karami pang thank you ang masasabi ko sa inyo. So, yun. Maraming salamat sa pag-support namin. Hindi namin nakalain na akala namin mga 10 episode lang. Tapos, masaya na kami sa mga 6 likes. Yung 6 likes, mga kapamilya pa namin. So, yun. So, 1,005 na lang lahat. So, yun, dahil sa inyo. Okay, thank you very much and keep supporting Puro Laro. And again, right, you have a great year now. All right, thank you very much.